What's the scariest experience with a pendulum or OUJIA board you've had? Not scary, but when I was a kid we used it a lot. When I was about 13, me and a bunch of friends were asking questions and I asked it who I was going to marry. It spelled out the last 3 letters of my boyfriend's last name. Young puppy love, and I was ecstatic. Of course that relationship didn't last long enough to ever come to marriage. Years later I met a guy whose first name are those 3 letters. Didn't think about it at the time, but we've been married for almost 20 years. OUJIA board players of Reddit, what was your experience? I made this. After you die, your spirit decides to check some stuff out before leaving. You find a group of teens playing with OUJIA board, they call for a spirit. What do you reply back? I've been trying to reach you about your car warranty. What was your experience with OUJIA board? Some girls played with it, then got scared. Said they were seeing a man walking around the house. The only man in there was me. They said I would be in danger if I stayed in the living room. I felt like I was in danger from being around a couple of schizoids. People of Reddit, have you ever used OUJIA board? What was your experience and would you ever do it again? I did this as a 13-year-old with a group of pretty girls. It was fun for the first half hour, but then they wouldn't let me leave because the demons refused to speak to them when I wasn't participating. Jesus Christ. Most dreadful hours of my life. One of them was weeping out of fear at some point. Imagine how long it takes to retract a curse, one agonizing letter at a time. Never really felt the need to mess with one, but I can say my mother would not have one in the house. She is not very religious but definitely superstitious. This happened June 2013. After our freshman year in college, my group of friends decided to rent a condo in Ocean City, Maryland for a week in early June. One night we decided to make a Ouija board. We were just messing around with it, and the question that got asked the most was if the ghosts knew how Breaking Bad was going to end. I had never done a Ouija board before then, so when it started spitting out random stuff, my more experienced friend decided we should be done. That night went by normally, but the next night we were goofing off and a couple of my friends decided to go get some French fries, while me and one other person decided to stay behind. We were chatting about the previous night when the microwave light came on. I got a little scared and my friend said something to the effect of, "We're not sure if you're real or not, could you do something else?" The microwave light goes to a dimmer setting. Once more my friend asks the same thing and the microwave starts to beep. At that point we were too freaked out to be there alone, so we ran out of the condo. We also locked ourselves out in the process. Luckily the other group had a key. When we came back to the condo a little while later, everything seemed fine. Before we left for the week we slid the homemade Ouija board behind a picture that was screwed into the wall. We didn't know what else to do with it. What do you guys think of the OUJIA boards? I went through a pretty major occult fascination when I was a teenager. My sister and I made about 5 Ouija boards, each with its own spirits. Despite maintaining a healthy dose of skepticism even at that young age, I was captivated by how it all worked, psychologically or not. We had subconsciously created a vast, unique world in a past time that brought us closer together as siblings. This video took a long time to make. Please subscribe and like the video.